In starting to create these videos on my characters, and with Pride Month coming to a close, it got me thinking about just how important characters are to expressing myself as a person. Hi, I'm Lai, and I'm non-binary because I view gender as more of a societal construct, and I don't believe my body defines who I am on the inside. Even when I was little, my interests were mostly characters whose target audience was a typical boy. Luckily, my parents let me be authentically myself and do what made me happy, which I'm very grateful for. I would dress up for Halloween and play pretend, and all the characters were like superheroes and comic book characters, all these big badass characters. When I would start to grow up, I was not so androgynous anymore. I'm very small and very obviously feminine in my appearance, which often lumps me into that she-her territory, which is fine, but it doesn't really feel like me. But luckily, I live in a time period where dressing differently is acceptable, and there are a lot of ways that you can alleviate these types of feelings. But I can only change myself outwardly so much. I know that I'll never really believably embody not only my favorite characters, but also how I picture myself inside of my head, which both differ greatly from how I actually look on the outside. However, the way I've learned to cope with this is through the suspension of disbelief. A widely known example of this is through video games. In a video game, you can become somebody completely different. Like in a single-player story, you just are that character and you can immerse yourself into their lives and their environment, one that differs so greatly from your own life, in a world that will treat you as if you really are them. Alternatively, a game might let you create the character that you play. It can be almost whatever you want, depending on how diverse the character creator allows you to get. Often, this will be a representation of you, or it could be you with a little twist, or your ideal self. But alternatively, it could be a character with its own backstory, or maybe even just something that you like to look at or you enjoy the aesthetic of. Either way, you get to choose how you are represented within the game. Often, despite not identifying as male, I will choose that body type because I feel more comfortable and enjoy how the characters are dressed and how much they are covered up. And many people will often do the opposite because they maybe enjoy a daintier look. Though I do quite love it when a game doesn't discriminate between these things and it just lets you create whatever you want or mismatch voices to body types and clothing and hairstyles and all of that stuff. I think that's always a great decision. This type of customization has led to friends realizing that they enjoy expressing themselves, maybe in a more masculine or feminine or neutral way, and maybe that they would also like to do that in real life, whether it's through the way that they dress, or maybe they even go so far as to question their gender identity altogether. Another popular example is through games like Dungeons & Dragons, where you create a character and then roleplay them, usually with a group of friends who are also suspending their disbelief, and they will treat you as the character that you've created. For those couple of hours, you might be voice acting and making decisions that your character would make instead of the things that you would do. Because of that, you essentially are the embodiment of that character. It doesn't matter if they're a completely different species or gender or anything like that. For a while, instead of being a small feminine human woman, I could be a large, aggressive male lizard folk, which is always amusing, but it's also really fun. It doesn't matter if I seem ridiculous during those times because all of our friends are being ridiculous together. Just being able to sit down and create and play a character who distinctly is not me is such a relieving outlet for so many reasons, besides just escaping real life it also lets me explore those feelings about my gender as well. When it comes to representing myself, especially being an online figure, I was very lucky to discover VTubing. People naturally want a face or appearance to connect your voice and creations to. It's just part of the human psyche in order to relate to you. A vital part is being able to see the person's face. I did not want to show my face, and a lot of people don't, for safety reasons, for privacy. You may not want to share that part of yourself, and people do unfortunately judge based on appearance. But as a VTuber, you can choose this appearance. My avatar, while quite fantastical, also represents who I am on the inside, but it does allow people to form that connection with me. They can look at my character design and be like, yeah, that skull creature? Yeah, that's lykusart. This is the only way that you guys know me. Therefore, this is me. It's also just a lot of fun to create a character that represents you, but maybe has those extra traits that you don't have in real life, or lacks traits that you do, that you don't prefer having. There are so many people in the VTubing sphere that are gender non-conforming, trans, non-binary, and no matter what they look like in real life, or how far they are into their transitions, or how much they conform to their assigned gender or societal expectations, they can show their true selves through these fictional avatars. And I just think it's an amazing way to be a creator. Whether you can draw the characters, or it's simply written down on a character sheet, or you're conducting yourself through a video game, these are great escapes, and they can be for anyone. It's amazing to just be able to experience things in life that you might have never otherwise, whether it's because of the circumstances, or societal expectations, or just escaping into a fantasy and things that could never happen in our world. Unfortunately, people often feel restricted by societal norms and personal concerns. They can't experiment like this in real life. This is a way that they can express themselves. That exploration is super important. You can choose how you want to look, how you want to sound and be treated by others, and that kind of choice is what sets you free as a person. Just set aside real life for a bit, suspend your disbelief, and really be someone else for a while. And that's why I love making and playing characters so much. If you guys have had similar experiences surrounding your identity and the characters that you enjoy or create, please share it in the comments. I'd love to let people know that they're not alone in this experience, including myself. I'd love to see people share that part of themselves more often. Thank you guys for all the love on my previous video. I really don't have any words for it. So honored that you guys enjoyed it so much. Another character design exploration will be coming soon. Thank you to my Ko-fi members and Twitch subscribers, as always. If you like what I do, check out my memberships over on Ko-fi. I'm now offering quite a few new perks, like viewing videos early, art raffles, discounts, monthly drawings, critiques, and there's also some cute merch on there that you might like. Or you could come to my streams on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. EST, watch me draw and interact with me live. Links for both of these are in the description, but for now, please take care, and remember to cherish everything unique about yourself. See you next time!